Welcome to session 5. In this session, we're looking again at accounts for double entry. We want to continue from where we left off in session 4. Now, you need to understand that I'm spending quite a bit of time on double entry, and the reason is because double entry is foundational to accounting. Okay, so let's just recap on what we covered in the previous sessions. We said that assets is equal to capital plus liabilities, and this is our accounting equation. And what we were saying is that the sum of the assets, the sum of motor vans, vehicles, stock, cash that a business has must equal the sum of the capital, that's the money introduced into the business, plus funds that have been introduced that were borrowed. We call those liabilities. So they must agree. Okay, let's go to our double entry rule, and we looked at our T account, and we said that our T account is a graphical representation of our ledger, and that the on the left hand side we debit entries, and on the right hand side we credit entries. Okay, we then looked at the double entry rule for accounts, and we said that when an asset increases we debit, when an asset decreases we credit, when a liability increases we credit, when a liability decreases we debit. And then we said with capital, when it increases we credit, when it decreases we debit. And with expenses, when an expense increases we debit, and when it decreases we credit. Okay, fantastic. Now let's look at the accounting equation in another way. Okay, our equation is assets is equal to capital plus liabilities. So to increase an asset, we debit it. To increase a capital, we credit it. To increase a liability, we credit it. And then to decrease an asset, we credit it. To decrease capital, we debit it. To decrease liabilities, we debit it. Okay, fantastic. Now we have a mnemonic, okay, and we call it dead click. And this mnemonic helps us to remember what to debit and what to credit. Okay, so on the right hand side we debit increases. We debit an increase if it's an expense, if it is an asset, if it is drawings. In other words, if an expense is increasing, we debit. If an asset account is increasing, we debit. If a drawings account is increasing, we debit. And the mnemonic on the left-hand side is dead. And then on the credit side, we credit an increase in liabilities, an increase in income, and an increase in capital. Okay? And the mnemonic on the right-hand side is click. Fantastic. Let's finally look at another T account illustration. We've got if an asset or an expense account, when it is increasing, we debit. When it is decreasing, we credit. When you're looking at a liability or capital account, when it's increasing, when it's decreasing, we debit, and when it's increasing, we credit. Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. I trust that this has been helpful. I look forward to seeing you in the next session. Bye.